Got some punk rock hair. Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. I am putting my stuff in my caddies. I have one at each sewing station, and I realized that as much as I keep saying I'm gonna do a deep clean, I have not done that. So I want to make a messenger bag today, but I know I have a lot of bags I need to make before September 8th. I'm trying to do 40. I need to have a functionally everything's back in its right place kind of situation. So I feel like I'm looking around this super ominous, like, I don't want to do it. I cleaned it pretty good last time, but it's just when I'm in a mad dash looking for something, it's over. So I'm putting all my little notions that I use in each one of my caddies, so that they each have a little place. Good morning. Yesterday was super hot. Yesterday I just had an off day. I don't know. It was just, we all have one of those days. I was struggling with binding, which usually binding I don't struggle with. I was struggling with just like focusing. So I had a really good night's sleep, thank goodness. And now I'm up and the whole house is asleep and Kendall's at work and I'm up and the puppies are upstairs and I'm looking around trying to see if I'm either going to do this. Either I'm going to spend the whole day cleaning and like scrubbing and oiling and greasing everything, and or I'm going to work at one clean for 2 hours and then sew and then do that the rest of the week. I need to organize all my interfacings together because they're like some are against the interfacing wall, some are behind my cutting counter, and some are over there by the heat press. And yesterday I was looking for something and I couldn't find it. So I need to like just reorganize and refeng shui and stuff. I'm having electrical issues again. Yesterday I was so frazzled because normally I do all of my sewing on the 1541S, not because I like one machine more than the other. On the contrary, I actually use my 1341 and my 5550 more, but the 1541S is behind a wall, so I'm able to hang lights like directly above my head. I'm able to have the camera, like it's easier to set up for filming. And something happened. I was sewing and just went blank. So I was like, okay, it can't be my machine. So I plugged it into another side of the wall and it didn't work. And I had to run a cord to like Kendall's room across the way to get my machines to work. And the closest machine to that cord was the 1341S. So I was frazzled because I was sewing the whole time, the whole day on the 1451S. So yeah, it doesn't take much to frazzle me though. I'm a creature of habit. So yeah, I had that. While I was watching TV with Hope, we watched a couple more episodes of Stranger Things. I was cutting out a pattern. I just bought the Maggie 55, the mini satchel. It looks so cute. I'm hoping I can make it. I cut out the paper pieces. I don't know what I'm going to make just yet. I don't know, it's just a key thing. Yeah, I have thread stands for all the industrials, but the way it's kind of hard to explain, the way my machines are set up, it's just it's just I always have to change threads. I don't have a problem changing threads. Um, it's just that everything was shut down. Nothing. I couldn't use any devices in my room, so I had to run an extension cord to another room in order to use one device, and that was frustrating. So yeah, I have the satchel. I was going to read over that. It looks like it's fairly straightforward, but that's one of my favorite things about Maggie 55 patterns is I feel like she kind of makes patterns for everyone. And her videos are very detailed, so like I feel like you won't get left behind on anything. And whatever, I seen a couple other patterns that out there that I was like, ooh, I want to get. Oh yeah, I'm actually in the drawing. If you're in her Maggie 55 group, I guessed how many threads were in there. She's going to be drawing today at 6 p.m. Someone's going to win that blue bag that she has. I would love to have a Maggie 55 bag. I'm not going to lie. I would totally fangirl out. Her work is impeccable. She is someone that I like drives me, and I hope my end game, or like as I get better at bag making, I'm like her. She is an inspiration. Okay, so she had a contest before she releases a pattern. She usually puts like threads or something inside the bag, and she has it open for 24 hours. You guess how many threads are in the bag. For some, I guessed 21, and the reason why I guessed 21, it was on my birthday when she opened it up, and I always tell people every year that I'm 21, so that's the exact reason why I guessed it. I didn't think of anything of it. So yes, it's me and like I think 6 other people, and then she's going to do a drawing today, and kind of excited because if I win, then great. If I didn't, it's still I guessed the right number, so that means something cool. And it's like the blue one that's on her pattern, so I'm like, yes, I would greatly like sport that like proudly. Yeah, she's one of the people that I would love to take a class with. I know she has classes in Canada. I'm trying to put these pattern pieces together. Oh yeah, but no, my kids are not watching Black Summer or Midnight Club. We're talking when we are saying that, we're saying adults. No one's it's rated MA, so it's not meant for kids. So, yeah, that's what we were basically doing. Me and my daughter are watching Stranger Things. That show revolves around teenagers. We're not she does not watching Black Summer or Midnight Club. So yesterday I got a package from Leslie. This goes into over here. I have like these chopsticks. I love them. I bought them from Fireweed Stitch, and I have them in like blue, like purple, like iridescent, what have you. They're good for poking out corners and pockets, but what I use them for more than that is when I get really hot and I pull back my hair, I like toss it up and I'm just like put it in here, so it winds up being in my hair as like a rubber band hair holder for whenever I'm hot in my workroom, and then they'll wind up in my on my nightstand, and then I'll have like I had like 15 metal sticks on my nightstand. I was like, yeah, I might want to bring these back down because I always buy more because I'm like, I can't find them, and lo and behold, they're on my nightstand. Yeah. So yeah, Leslie, remember I told Jolie Creations, she has like that awesome template that I use all the time. All the time. It's right here on my thing. Good morning, Shannon. You do that with pencils too. I do that with pens too. So like that, the strap template Jolie has. And again, I told you the reason why I like this one I never have anything just white or black. The reason why I like this one, as you can see, it's well loved. Don't judge. You can, it's a 1 inch template, but in between the lines is 3/4 of an inch, and then the slash or a 1/2 inch. And this is, you put your first marking for your first rivet at C, and you either can use A or B. And she has a video showing you how to use it, but I use this template for everything. Like, I use it more than my strap things. Like, um if I have to like center a 1 inch strap and put a rivet, I can't eyeball. Like, I've said this before and I'll say it again. People who can eyeball or do that 2-line pocket thing, I'm totally, completely jealous of you, because I can't do it. This is the only way I can get my rivet straight, is by having something that lines up correctly. I bought this from Size Swags in Florida, lost the original one, and then rebought it again from Jolie's Creations in the same color, which makes no sense, because if I lost the first one, maybe I should try a different color. But I love blue. So she has hemostats where she can put your name engraved. Where did my thing go so I can show you? It was just right here. So she has hemostats. Okay, so these are hemostats. These are the ones I have. I have like a 6-pack from Amazon, and they're in different sizes. I use these to turn. I actually sometimes use these on corners of bags. If I cut in like around the gusset to spread it out a little bit, and that area is really, really tight, I'm dealing with a lot of thick fabrics, I usually have hemostats on the corners. I know it sounds weird, but it works for me. Like, it holds it taut. It's like an extra pair of hands just holding it for you, without having clips poking off or whatever. And I also use these for turning tubes. When I make my daughter's like spaghetti strap dresses, I use these. I don't know, I just use them for a lot of different things. Like, sometimes even when I'm edge painting, if I'm trying to hold something in place for a moment, I'll use these. I don't know. So she has rainbow ones that you could get your name on. And when I went to go purchase them last time, she sold out. So I went this time and I bought these, and it says my name. It says Shinova, and it's backwards for you guys. So it says Shinova, and these are super cute. I won't lose these because they're iridescent. Because I swear everything in my room is this color, because most tools are, you know. So I was like really excited. She does have I wanted to put That's So Nova on one, but because it was like 1 or 2 characters more, I didn't do it. I just put my name on it. I know my name is on there, and like I never get anything with my name on it. So she was really sweet. She has really awesome penmanship. She sent me, she was like, "Thank you, Shinova. Sometimes we push ourselves to the limits and enjoy an extra pair. Heart, Leslie." And she put That's So Nova on it. I almost like cried. Like, she put That's So Nova. She gave me those for free. So like, that was really sweet of her. I didn't ask, and she didn't have to do that. It was unbelievably kind. But yeah, so I have That's So Nova and I have Shinova on these, and I'm really excited because I do use these. I use hemostats so much. Like, they're one of my favorite notions, because even when I'm hand sewing, like when I'm pulling threads to the back, sometimes I cannot get that bobbin thread. So I'll grab a larger needle and thread the top threads and bring them to the back. I use hemostats to pull the needle through. Or like when someone's like top stitch, but then pull the threads to the inside lining, I use hemostats because I'm gonna stab myself with the needle. 100%. It's gonna, I'm not, there's like a greater chance of me not doing it. Like, not, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I really love these. So if you guys already know Jolie's website, go on there, because last time I mentioned these, she sold out, and I literally was trying to go on right after, and she's been updating us that they were coming in, and she has really fast turnaround. And again, if you're there, you guys see this in almost all my videos, and as you can see, it's really beat up. There's double-sided tape everywhere. I'm pretty sure there's candy residue or fingerprints somewhere on here. This strap thing is like a lifesaver. It's like my favorite tool. I am feeling tired and, like I said, overwhelmed. I'm really trying to figure out this electricity situation. Kendall, like said everything was working this morning. So once I get off here, I'm gonna plug these back up into their respective plugs and see if it works. I like it makes me nervous and have anxiety. I don't like using extension cords. Um, I have seen a lot of electrical fires, and I am like kind of afraid of that. And we actually, Kendall and I, I'm trying to figure out what video. There was a video where somebody was asking if I was okay in the video because my face just was like, because he plugged in the camera, my sewing machine, the iron, all in this one outlet that is to my light box. And I was hearing crackling. I was like, Kendall, can you hear crackling? And he's like, no, no, no. I'm like, do you smell that? And he's like, no. And I look behind him. I'm like, oh my God. And like, it took, like, he was like, I was like, cut off the breaker. But before he could even cut off the breaker, I wrapped the broom handle around without touching it and was able to pull it apart. So I am not one. Yeah, I lost electricity. I was so frazzled yesterday. Like after I did the Patreon thing, I was like, I gotta tap out because whatever I make right now, it's gonna be horrible because I'm upset. I was sewing on the machine that I usually do, getting ready to film, and it just died. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what's going on? So enough, I plugged it into the other outlet and it's the same thing. And then I plugged different machines in. And so I realized it was the outlet, not my machines. And I had to find this ginormous extension cord to put on the machine that was closest to the wall, which is my 1341, and to plug it into Kendall's room. And I wasn't prepared to sew on that machine that day. And it was like 10 minutes till I was supposed to go live. So I was all frazzled because of that. Because normally the reason why I film on my 1541 is because I have all the cameras and lighting set up right underneath. This is why why you see so much lighting during my lives is because this is the area that I'm set up to do videos for. So I was like frazzled. The other side of my room is like completely like it doesn't have a lot of light. I work in a basement. Yeah, so it could have been a rolling blackout. I did see that later on that night. I did see that I had a text that I missed from BG&E, and they were saying there was rolling blackouts. So it could have been that. So we shall see. Because Faith was like, yeah, something happened in the kitchen where all the lights just went off. So I'm thinking it was a rolling blackout. It was so hot yesterday. And so everybody's electricity was on. It was really hot and humid yesterday. It was 93 degrees, and that is really hot for over here. Because normally we barely even get in the 90s during the summer. So I think it was like a rolling blackout. And I guess because in California, I was really used to rolling blackouts because I lived in the Inland Empire. But everywhere else, not even Arizona, I didn't have rolling blackouts, and that place is hot as Hades, man. So it's been a while since I've experienced one, so it threw me off. I was like, man, and in my husband's my husband's room, it has a whole different electricity setup than the rest of the house. So, I mean, knock on wood, I was still able to do it though. Brighter side. So, today I think I'm gonna redo. I made one Dunkin' from Sincerely a Jen when I tested for her, but I think I'm going to make it again. But I want to make it as a messenger bag versus a sling. So I think I might doing that one, or I might do that this weekend. I have one tester bag, and I am coming up with a concept bag for a person that is a repeat customer, and she wants to make a really cool backpack for her mom. I made her a blue Calla one, the convertible backpack. She wants something similar to that, but a little bit smaller with a bigger area, because I added like a water pocket inside. Most people like water bottles. I think the people that my audience who purchase from me are usually people that are gamers, cosplayers, going to Ren fairs. Like, they're active within our little community and they're out and about. So water bottles are a must in their bags. So most of the bags or totes I make for these people, they want a nice size water bottle holder. So I'm trying to find a bag that's fits all her guidelines that she wants for a bag. So that's, I also got to do that. So many things, so little time. So yeah, I'm also, I need to scour because I know Friday's usually a huge launch when other people are, posting new patterns. So I'm looking at that, of course. Definitely, you already seen I got the Maggie 55 pattern. I don't know. I love the snaps in the front. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, it is. This one's an outdoor one. This one is like, I don't even know. When I pulled it out of his thing, it felt like I was carrying a hose. I was like, what the hell? Why is this so heavy? It's like this thick. So yeah, I did that. I think it was just we had a rolling blackout because once Faith told me that upstairs was like that, and then she seen the neighbors poke out their head. I think it was really hot for Maryland. Maryland does not really get hot. Like the hottest day ever in Maryland was actually on my daughter's first birthday, Hope, on July 26th. It was like 2011, and it hit 100. But no, if you go look at our statistics, we never really ever get in the hundreds or even in the 90s. We're usually in the high 80s, low 90s, and again, the one thing I really love about Maryland is when the sun goes down, the temperature goes down. So like we'll have the hottest part of the day at 2, like between 2 and 5, but after 5 it kind of decreases, and if it rains the temperature just drops. So I normally don't, I've never experienced a rolling blackout here, so it threw me off. And then once I figured it out after I filmed, I was like, well, Shenova, why did you freak out over that? It was a rolling blackout. You had no control over it. I thought it was our electricity. No, it was just a rolling blackout. But like it's still cool to find out that when I did talk to B Genie, they were saying no, the in my house, Kendall's room has like a whole different outlet system than the whole community. Like everything's linked to everything here. That's the only thing bad about owning a townhouse is everything, all like the sewers are all linked. Like they all have. It's just, it's interesting. Let's just put it like this: if someone has a clog in their sewage area like 6 houses down, it can possibly affect us because they all kind of like go like a map to one main city sewer line. It's a thing. And same with electricity. Like we have one like electric box that doesn't look like an electric box. It looks like I don't know, it kind of looks like a minion. It looks that's the best thing. Like it's shaped like a minion, and it's like a taupe color versus yellow. And it holds all the electricity and all the outages, everything on there. We all have our own electricity boxes on our back of our houses, of course, but that is like the main source for like 12 houses. It's and there's no electricity or pole wires at all. Everything's underground. That's why I'm thrown off. Everything's underground, which is really cool, but like weird. When I first moved here, I was looking for, the electricity things that you see above, like the poles and stuff. There's none in Columbia at all. At all. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do my tester tomorrow because I like to take my time, and this one is a big one. We did, like I said, we did finish our I'd still have to poke out corners, but we did finish our suitcases duffels with for Patreon. I don't know how I felt about these two colors together, but I kind of feel it. So I don't know. Look at how that is. That is on point. Like, so I'm really excited about my quilting, actually. Okay, if it wasn't for Christine and Leslie, I would have vetoed this because I was like, I'm hesitating the two colors together. Only reason why I did it is because in Tatooine they have that seafoam green, so I wanted to pull something, and then of course, so I think the light come light duffel is a really cool bag. I think this is a great bag, and I have fun with the quilting. This is not normally how I quilt. But yes, I didn't. I wish I would have quilted the sides. That's the only thing I wish I would have done. So, yep, that's my nice little Star Wars. And then inside, we have some polka dots and we have some slip pockets. Just very simplistic little suitcase bag, travel bag. And then I ordered more Chicago screws with the last Alchemats, and so I'll get more then because I only had two of these, so they're just like randomly on the rivets on the side. Okay, you like the no thing because it's one piece. Okay, so hers is one piece. I actually ran out of, so I had to combine two pieces together. It's one piece, the side and the base to the duffel come lightly from Country Cow is just one piece. I actually kind of like it. I'm gonna be real with you guys. She's the closest I've seen to the hitchhiker bag. The reason why the hitchhiker bag is really unique is because of the pattern pieces, which when you make it a couple times, you realize that you can alter any square bag to be like this because the designer was really brilliant. The closest I've seen to it is this because Joe has you do a very pivotal thing when you're about right before when you assemble the exterior and lining pieces together, and because of you doing them, that's where you get a nice more square look. Next time I'm gonna definitely put maybe some Peltex in because it is binding, but this I like the way it came out together. Again, I'm feeling the quilting. I was like, what can I do with quilting that I do regret that it was a half inch because okay, so when I do it 1 inch, I'm like it's not small enough. Then I do then I do it a half inch. I'm like I'm gonna be here forever. Oh, you know what's crazy? I think that's why we done like Virginia. That's why we didn't lose power all the way. The hospital grid is literally 1 block away from us. That's why I think we didn't lose power. It was Faith saying that like the people that were not in our townhouse complex, like on the other side, there's apartments and there's a different townhouse. They were like poking their heads out, but we're straight right adjacent to the hospital. I think we went out. It was just too hot. I think everyone had their AC on, and I think that B Genie couldn't handle it. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I was like, I was gonna do something weird, like some contrast stitching with it, but I was like, no, I'm gonna just do the strap all the way through. I really like how it came out. It's very unique. Um, It's made with just I use by Annie foam, and then my secret for to make the quilting a little bit more puffier is I will use a piece of high loft like batting or fleece, but cut it an inch shorter all the way around so it can definitely not be in the seams, but in the area that it's near, it puffs up even more without having it feel heavy on your body as well as you just don't put them in your seam allowance. Um, that's my fun secret is high loft or like high dense batting. My favorite one is actually from is is like the all natural one, all the natural wool one at Joann's. Sometimes you can get it really cheap, like 60% off and whatever. You can get it there. And I also like who has another one? Heat and Bond has one. Only problem I have with Heat and Bond is it doesn't come when you buy it on the roll. You know how like a Shape Flex is folded, so you have like 36 inches by whatever. This is doesn't come on. It comes on a roll, and it's only 20 inches tall. So you're not getting a whole lot for your buck, but it's super high loft, very plush and thick. So that's my favorite thing to do. Oh no, okay. Hopefully I'll message her. I that was I honestly don't even know how I lined that up, to be honest with you. I just knew that only thing I was hyper focused on, and Christine can be attested to, is that I was trying to make sure that the points matched. That was the only thing I cared about. Everything else could have just fall out of line, but the points had to match. Okay, you just ordered Virginia? Okay. So yeah. Yeah, that was it. This is super cute though. I'm gonna put some fake I buy these fake suede. Man, my vibration on my phone is keeps freaking me out. I'm gonna buy these. I buy these fake suede things off of Etsy, and then I put them through the zipper pull. Like especially, I don't have any Star Wars in antique zipper pulls. I ordered a whole bunch from Olivia on the last round, so I know they're gonna be coming in. But I'm like, what the heck is wrong? No Star Wars, like none, 0. Like, so, when I don't have, like, a special zipper, then I usually find I have, like, these faux suede colors and, like, 7 different colors, and I usually tie them up on it to make it look something special. Yeah, let me you all you have to do is if you're on her website, you should be able to see message me or send a person a message, just say that you're unable to purchase anything from there, and so she can walk you through. What snaps? Did I say something about snaps? I have a memory of a Dory right now. I'm so sleepy. Yeah, so those are that's what we finished yesterday. So now I'm just like, what do I make? I think I'm gonna make the Sincerely Jen Duncan Messenger bag. I didn't like my test bag. I know a lot of people liked it. I didn't like it. So I wanna see if I can make it where I like it. There was somebody by the name of Amber, I can't remember her last name. She has the cutest little beanie in her avatar on, and she makes these really cute patches, and she does a lot of Instagram lives showing tips and tricks. She made one during the testing where she didn't do the birthing, she did the binding, and I'm going to do binding because of her. Her bag was so amazing and breathtakingly beautiful that she's making me wanna do it, and like I said, the only thing I'm gonna modify on it is I think the bag is dope. I think it's big for a sling, but I think it's not big for a sling for depending on the size of the person, so instead of making it a sling, I'm gonna make it just a straight messenger bag. I was thinking about making it like a straight backpack, but I think I'm gonna make it a messenger bag. The All right, so Shannon, do not judge me, okay? So when I test, they give you a tester pattern like this. It usually has no cover, like whatsoever, because you're testing it. They always send out the original cup. After everything's done, there's never been a person that I test for that did not send us the new like this is what we're selling to the masses. I don't know why I keep the original testing one. It could be because I have my notes in there and I have notes from the other people that were in the group with their suggestions. So every designer, if you ever get the fun and privilege to like test for someone, there's a section. They always have a section that's like, "Hey, what kind of fabrics you're using? Hey, what notes do you have?" So before I start testing, the first thing I do is I go into the notes section to see if there's any notes. If there's notes, I go into the page, like page 2, step 17, this, and this. I write down the notes. And then if I see any discrepancies when I'm going through it, I highlight and I write down the notes. And then they do come out with a brand new pattern that has like all the modifications and changes that the designer wants to make. I just never print it out. I always keep the original one. I have no idea why I do that. So I don't have a picture for the Duncan Messenger bag for you. Um, because I have the pattern that I tested. I don't know why. So yeah, I don't have the original one, but the Duncan Messenger was a bag of the month last season, and it was the last challenge. It was the more advanced one. That bag, I don't understand. Everyone needs to be on the Duncan sling. It has a bazillion pockets. I've made like 3. A lot of people like it. I made one that was made with leather, and I used a lot of cool patches, and I that guy bought it, and now he wants to order a Star Trek one for me. It is a very cool sling. It has so many pockets. It is like, I don't know, she did it it's like the cargo pants for bags. It has so many nifty cool pockets. Um, I swear to goodness, if it had, like, a strap for a hammer, it would be literally a cargo pant. I'm not even playing with you. It's a very cool bag. I've made it as a backpack, and the 2 other times made it as the original sling. Um, so this time I think I'm gonna actually turn it into just a straight messenger bag. Oh, I know. It was because I don't oh god, no. I won't give up. No matter how frustrated I am, I'm a very committed person. I will see something out to the end. That's just part of my DNA. And you know who else is like that? Kendall and Hope. Like, no matter how frustrated or how much they hurt, they'll finish it. And I always just attributed it to like a Leo thing, like, was our pride. Woo! So, but no, I don't give up. I just can't. I'll eat as much as I want to. I know I would like totally hate myself later if I don't keep going. And that's the whole point about sewing is that, yeah, you've seen I have troubles and you see me persevere through it. Everyone has issues, everyone. And it's not about how great your bag is, it's the journey to get there. Literally, the how your bags continuously get better is by you practicing and persevering through the problems that you have. You just you got to keep going. Nothing's going to come easy. And that's how we appreciate things later on. Yeah, definitely. Amber, oh my goodness. I'm on my phone so I can't see. Her name is Amber. She I think she also like test fabrics for Lauren Mormino. She's part of the label club thing too. She makes really cute patches. She's usually on Instagram. When I see her go live, I'll like follow. She has the cutest voice I've ever heard in my whole entire life. She sounds like she could be a cartoon character. Like, I would watch whatever show she is doing because her voice is so endearing and sweet. Um, Amber, I want to say it's something with an M, and I apologize. I'm really bad with names. But if you go into Sincerely Jen's group, if you're on Facebook, if you put in the Duncan sling, you should be able to see all the testers. And as soon as you see Amber's, you'll know exactly who I mean. It's like it's the bag is absolutely perfect. Um, she makes really good bags, and she's one of the people that I realized that Kasaya had a thread called Flaming Hot Cheeto, or and I was like, what? I want the thread just because of that name. I don't know what the heck I'll make with it, but the name's really cool. I buy things for cool names, just so you guys know. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, yes. You melted the first Barbie bag? And oh shoot, yeah. And you have to come back. You have to. Like that's a whole like any good bag maker I've ever met always have told me like they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. That's just how we roll. Mm. The Louis fanny pack from Uh-Oh Creations might be a good one. Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect bag. If someone tells you their bag is perfect, you need to bombastic side eye them because that's a lie. Be like, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Like my thing is was like my I like get excited when you have your Instagram or your TikTok things because it reminds me of like watching waiting for Ahsoka trailers or when you're waiting for a trailer for a TV show or a movie. Like, you know, of right now, if Stranger Things had a trailer, all of us would probably be off this, looking at it and drooling and rewatching it and like absorbing every moment. That's how I view Shannon's TikToks when she posts them on Facebook because they're like visually appealing. I'm like, oh, I wanna make that. I wanna make that. There's, like, a couple of people that do some really good just visually there's another person, and I can't put my name figure to her name. She doesn't talk at all. There's no voiceover, there's no music, it's just the sounds, the ASMR sounds of sewing, but whenever it's done, I'm like, "This is really relaxing. I can have this as background noise, and I probably fall asleep sewing the little bags in my head, counting them down. So, like, some of these people out here are not only making gorgeous bags, but they know how, like, to, like, artistically present their bags a little bit different, and it just, like, you know, makes me excited. Oh my god, I did I mention to you guys do you guys know who Kelly Toils is? I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Kelly is a person who is a tester for, I believe, Maggie 55, for Shabella. She's a tester for a lot of people. She had her bag in Sew In magazine. She had a 6-page cover of all of her different bags that had Ankara fabric from all different designers. A 6-page cover. Like, I when I seen it, I was, like, jumping for joy because I mean, this is huge. Like, I told you, like, the person that, had made the bag for little Leia for Obi-Wan's, premiere. We had Tara from Uh-Oh Creation who created the bags for This Is Us or whatever. There's more and more people from our little world who are becoming and going out and being recognized as the designers or the sewists that they are for bigger and better things. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, is anyone else seeing this? Is less than a year. 3 people I know have done some amazing big things. And I'm just like, I like, I was, when I seen her thing, I almost cried because I was like, yes, one of us. Like, it was exciting. I know. I could tell that you enjoy making them, Jen. You can tell. Like, you have you ever noticed there's some people's bags that you're just like, it's amazing. You can tell the joy that they had making that bag just by how it looks. And I'm not talking about perfect stitching. I'm talking about like people that can color cord two things together because you could tell that they spend hours trying to put these fabrics together or making a patchwork or like just there's something about it. You can tell that this person gave their all. I like where so no, I do mines as like still shots. So okay, if you ever seen Kendall's Stranger Thing when he was wearing the Michael Myers and he had the camp shirt that I made, that was 150 pictures to get him looking like he's gliding across one tree to another. I'm really good at still shots, and this is the reason why is I had a class in middle school that was trying to the person kept trying to talk to us about Gumby, and I had no idea who Gumby was. So he made us watch it, and he was saying that how the claymation was still shot. So he made us make clay eye dolls, and for one whole semester, we did a still shot. Like, so for 6 weeks, we tried to do a video, and when we did the video, it was only 5 minutes long because of the still shot. So, like, that is my favorite thing to do. I like taking my time, and that's why when I do testers, the reason why I give myself a whole day, it's not because I can't sew it up in 4 or 5 hours. It's because I'm trying to take pictures of every moment I think is, like, important. So that way when I do my Instagram or my reels, then you can see the bag come together without actually doing a tutorial on it. So that's I like still shots. I know, she's probably busy filling orders, like, she told us she gave us fair warning 2 days ago that her rainbow clamps were in, and I was like I was waiting patiently because I don't know, she has really good templates. Ooh, oh yeah, I heard the Nougat is good. Also, I what is the one from Noodlehead? Is it Charles? She has one, and hers was in Making It magazine, and it was really weird because when she first came out with the pattern, I was like, "Oh, it's okay, it's kinda cute." But when I seen it in Making It magazine, I was like, "Oh my god, that fanny pack is super nice." It's really it can it's kinda rugged and I don't know. Yeah, the Nougat. Yeah, that one, everyone did that chain of different people doing it. I think that's super I think it's a super cute bag, and I love how fast it comes together. Every time I see someone make it, I'm like, you get really instant gratification because you could basically cut that out and sew it the same day. And the instructions are really nice. But yeah, the Louis from Creations, I like the way it looks, the three-dimensional to it. And she has these like bat wings that it makes it look like the Louis Vuitton one. So she did a really good job on that. And then again, there's so many fanny packs, but the noodle head, I feel like you can't go wrong with noodle head because the designer works like prominently with like wax canvas or oil canvas, and her bags, they're not overly feminine or overly masculine, so you can have, I don't know, her palette, you could just really run with it. Hey, Kelly. So, like, you can just really run with it and, like, you know, and just figure out what you want to make with it. When in doubt, I always make noodle head pattern. Like noodle head, like country. I like country cow is my other one too, but I don't think she has no fanny pack. Unless you want to call the Limousin, you could kind of make the Limousin into one, but that's more of like a clutch to me. The Sandhill tote, yeah, I love that one. I think I was super proud of everybody doing the hand basting because I seen the reluctancy, like they were like, no, we're not hand basting. I'm like, dude, we're gonna hand base. So that's one of my favorite ones. So yeah, that is one of my favorite ones to make. Some My friend was making it yesterday, and I was like, "Are you hand basting?" She's like, "No, I'm thinking about double sided tape." I'm like, "Dude, hand based, man." It's it's the perfect, like, bag to start doing that, and then, like, when you have, like, Country Cow, she hand-based, like, her major ones too, because she kinda has an aversion, a fear factor of staples too. I don't know what it is. Staples freak me out. I mean, I've had a lot of weird injuries with staples, like, self-inflicted by accident. So, yeah, and then I've had it where, like, it sound like it was scratching, the bed of my machine. I was like, "Nope, not today, pulling these back," and the pulling them out. So Alexis is really, she really likes stapling, or Rosa. So, like, she'll show us and she'll pull out all the staples in the pattern. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is the only thing I won't follow. I will not staple." Like, like, there's certain things I would staple, but I really hate stapling, like, with all my heart. Oh my god, a clear sandhill tote would be awesome. Did you see and somebody had, I don't know if it was Soulful Therapy, that they had um, they had ooh, that scared me. They had binding tape that was adhesive. Did you see that? I'm like, "Okay, we need more people to come out with that because 'cause they're sold out." Because immediately when I seen it, I was like, "Let me go ahead and buy some." But they sold out, so I'm gonna put myself on the list to see when there what was available, but for, like, I think 10 yards, it was, like, 16 bucks. I know, you're right. So, okay, this is where when I do my compromise with stapling. If sides or something needs to match, I will staple only in that area and then put the clips. Like, so if 2 seams need to match out perfectly, I'll staple, but even my loophole above that, I'll just use 1/8 of an inch hyperstick tape and put them together and then clip. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm that person that if you were like, "Shinova, pull the threads from the exterior, put them in between the exterior and the interior, I'm going to wind up stabbing my finger with a needle like 18 times. So that's why I use hemostats. So, I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see that too. So, if you go again, if you're in Facebook, if you go to Sincerely Jen's group, this is how I found out because I was trying to see if anyone else made the Sincerely Jen into the messenger bag this morning, and I stumbled across Nancy Tran. I'm hoping I'm saying that name correctly. I don't know if it's pronounced differently. I'm really bad with names. I apologize. Um, she said that Weft and Warp and her it's I believe she's Soulful Therapy, made an adhesive binding tape, and they were showing it, it was really pretty tape that she had, and she just basically peeled and she was able to fold over and no clips, and she showed it being sewn, and then there was a link in the comments to where you could purchase it, so I hit the link because I was like, "Oh, this would be a great thing to, do a Nova's Notions about," but it was sold out. And it was only in 2 different colors, but hopefully with that, that starts a kind of like a domino effect and more colors come out because I think that's the reason why I always did the twill tape. I put double-sided tape and I would do it that way because it just made more sense to me, less sewing, less perforation of when I'm using vinyl, and less frustration for me. So the fact that there is tape that I don't have to stick a 1-inch piece of, double-sided tape on, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so what I always have a hand needle because sometimes those bobbin threads, when they're like pull the threads to the back, I have got it stuck where somehow like the machine overlapped and that bobbin thread is not pulling up the top thread, right? So I'll just thread it through with a needle, but somehow, some way, I always mess up. But if you can ask the people at the that was at the retreat, I was knotting the thread um to help them hand stitch, and the needle just magically slipped out of my hand and landed in my wrist. I don't know. I need to have my name is Shanova. I'm accident prone. Please keep an eye out for me because like, only me. Only me. I'm just yeah. I'm curious about how the adhesive will do too, because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick." My thing is that all adhesive can gum up your needles. Some are just less than others. Like I know when I one of my favorite things to do when I do off camera is like if I have a zipper facing that I'm putting on, I like to use beacon glue. I don't use double-sided tape. I'm just like beacon gluing this up, right? And then I'll just let it sit for 5 minutes and it's there. It's there. I don't have to move it and I don't get as much residue as I do as double-sided tape, but it's just way more time consuming. I know you did a really beautiful job on her concealer dress. It was absolutely stunning. Yeah, I stab myself with stuff all the time. I accidentally almost stapled my finger to um a a pack the other day. I don't trust myself with stuff. So yeah, you just have to be cautious. I'm curious to see too. I'm gonna put to see if they have like a mailing notify me list. So when it does come in, I can try to grab some to see. Yeah, double Catherine's double-sided tape is really good too. It's kind I like Sandra's too. I like the fact that I could rip Sandra's. I know that sounds really just sometimes I just don't wanna use scissors because I know I'm not the only one that's hesitating, like, do I use fabric scissors or do I use paper scissors or do I use my thread snippers? And then, like, if you're in the like, in that mode where you're, like, sewing and you accidentally cut something, it's just easier to rip it. And if you try to rip Tandy's or, Wawak, it's just like, "Oh my god." All of a sudden you have this, like, string of tightly wound double-sided tape. It's not a pretty sight. So, yeah, I also I haven't tried Wizardly. I need to try Wizardly. I need to, reach out and buy that. I need to buy their, they have a couple, variant threads that I like. I wanna get Black Widow, but I do not sew a lot of black and red together, but the variant on that is, like, super gorgeous. And she has my pulls. Everyone always asks me where I get my Doctor Who pulls. It's actually from Wizardly. It's like the last on the very last page of, fandom pulls, and her supernatural pulls are the pulls that I use for my supernatural bags. And I keep but every t when I do buy stuff from her, she that's when she runs out of stuff, and I'm like, "Man, okay. I gotta I gotta order from her." I hear really good things about that. So, I mean, there's so many cool places to get it. Um, I even tried, Weft and Warp. It was in one of the label I think it was in March. It was in March, and that I ran through that tape. It was a pretty solid stick. Didn't have, like, permanent stick, but I liked the fact that it was, like it didn't gum up the needles. I was able to rip it, and I just knew I had to use the stickiness immediately, and I couldn't, like, walk away and leave it overnight, or it'll just, like, lift up. But if I used it right then and there, it stuck. There's a lot of good options, and that's a good thing because if we only were able to get things from one place and they sold out, a lot of us would be sad. So, and there were no matter where we're going, we're supporting a small business. That's all that really matters, right? Yeah, Sandra's I like Sandra's 'cause you can rip it too. So now we know Wizardly does that. I know Weft and Warp does it. Um, and then Sandra, I know Catherine has double-sided tape, and she also has score tape. The score tape that I use is from Sandra, not Sandra, from Catherine. It usually comes in one of my boxes, and I use that also for when I'm putting pattern pieces together. So she has these score paper tapes, and those that is my favorite thing to put pattern pieces together with. Like, I get really excited. I have, like, my pattern scissors, which are, like, some like, over big handle, like, I think there are Tim Holtz scissors that what I cut out, and then I have the score tape, and I'm, like, really excited when I'm putting pattern pieces together with it. Because I used to use just, like, the clear tape, but the score tape works so much better. "What? You don't like sushi? What?" Oh my god, I love sushi. I'm excited for you. Like, for me and Hope's birthday dinner when we were at the other convention, we that's what we ate, and we had these cucumber rolls that had crab meat, and oh my god, they were amazing. Okay. I'll eat the sushi too. Yeah, I did the same thing. Like, I used to use the clear tape, and then I'm like, "Nope, I'm just gonna use this." I do that with Tandy. Tandy's tape drives me nuts. I buy it every time in hopes that it'll be great, and it isn't the best. Alright, well, I'm going to eat some Kellogg's. Great. And, start working on my room and hopefully make a bag today. Yeah, the one that had the weaving? Yes. The one that had the houndstooth, that was my simplistic sling. I wanted to do something that was different with cotton. Okay. Well, I hope everybody has a really, really awesome day, and I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. I hope you have a good weekend. And Shannon, I'm jealous of your food. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye.